Next up, we got the Marvels Projects with Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting. Really nice art. Steve Epting is just a phenomenal artist. He's great with the noir style art, dark overtones. He draws some great, facials. Just overall, it's a cool title. It's nothing that's really rocking my socks. It's a great look back at some, Golden Age style Marvel, circa World War II. And so it gives you a little more depth on characters who are bigger than, who, are starting in the last couple of years with things like Invaders, Avengers crossover, and this Marvels project, as well as Brubaker's own Captain America run. You're starting to see a lot of these characters become a little more on the forefront, which is cool, because these are the characters that the Marvel Universe was sprung out of. They were at the forefront of this whole thing. So I think it's important that they get their respect. It's a lot like the older statesmen of the JSA in the DC Universe. I think it would be great to see an established Marvel team such as the JSA, but with older style characters from the Golden Age, maybe mentoring some of the younger stuff. I think that would be a great title. We got next. What do we got next? All right, what we got next is another Fred Van Lente title that he does an amazing job on. Number 604 of The Amazing Spider-Man. This title continues to be just amazing. The Webheads, this got Barry Kitson art. Got Mary Jane up in the joint. You got a lot of great stuff here. And Mary Jane flat out says, let's see, for helping me out, for helping our friend out in a way that doesn't involve punching a guy with metal arms in the face. Right there at the top of the fucking page. So for all of you out there that were flipping shit that they made everybody forget about Peter and that Mary Jane and Peter's relationship was just completely destroyed, clearly not. What they've laid out for us here is that it just wasn't working out. So I'm really intrigued by that, and I really want to know if her still knowing has something to do with what she whispered in Mephisto's ear. You gotta remember, they left themselves that fucking stage left door. They could jump out of it any fucking time. And just pulling out on us, like that she remembers everything but pretends she doesn't as part of the deal. Maybe she made a side deal on the side, or a side deal on the side. That doesn't make any sense! If it's the side of the side, it's the same thing! Anyway. So calm it down. Calm it down, Burpee, we're getting the fucking straitjacket. But I like the straitjacket. I can touch my So anyway, Amazing Spider-Man again continues to be excellent. I will point out again that when it first happened, during One More Day, I was not a fan. The duo Mephisto did not sit well with me. That you have one of Marvel's greatest characters making a deal with the devil, basically. But everything post that has been fantastic. I had to eat some shit on that one, Marvel. And that's okay. That happens. I did the same thing with fucking the relaunch of X-Force before it became X-Status. I was like all up in arms on message boards, like, this is stupid. But after that, I learned my lesson. No more message board trolling for me after that, because that X-Statix run ended up becoming one of my favorite runs and really sold me on Mike Allred. And I've been all over stuff like Mad Men since then. So careful what you flame and troll out there, fanboys and fangirls. You might eat some crow. Alright, next up we got the X-Men Legacy Annual. I gotta say, I did enjoy this. The cover, not so much. Look at that Wolverine. He just looks like the Badger Man more than Wolverine. But the interior art is great. We got Emplate's back. I'm a big fan of Generation X. So I really am enjoying seeing him back, causing some fucking havoc. And then the back side, you have some Gambit. And I'm a fan of the Gambit. So overall, this was a fun title, and I really enjoyed it. And I would highly recommend it. It sets the pace for what's coming forward in the new X-Men Legacy stuff, which is basically Rogue training some of the younger mutants who were introduced to a few of the likely candidates to be these younger mutants in the ongoing. And so, if you enjoyed this, you're probably going to enjoy where it's going. It's nothing amazingly fantastic, but, Mike Carey has been consistently fantastic on this title. Any of you that have been reading it since before his before the X titles went through the Messiah complex, can attest that he's got a good grasp on these characters. I really enjoy his team dynamic more than the individual stories, but it looks like that's what we're moving into. We're going to start seeing Rogue teaching and hopefully leading some of these characters through stuff as a cohesive team, because his team dynamics, the relationships that he built, were so fantastic. Within a few issues, you had a great understanding of how the team worked as a dynamic, who did what, why, and who liked who and who didn't. I mean, he just, bam, nailed it down. So I would really, really, really like to see that more so in the title. I would actually love to see him take over Uncanny. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Matt Fraction, but because with a great, huge tapestry of characters like that, I think Mike Carey would just fucking slay some motherfuckers. Put him in with another great artist like Akuno or Eaton. He had Eaton for a little while in Legacy. You combine those two, and I just, that title, Uncanny, would be killer. Make it fucking weekly. I want to see an X-Men title done like Amazing. Weekly. Maybe, after all the Messiah stuff. Alright. So, then we've got Dark Avengers, Uncanny X-Men, Exodus. I say I want Carey potentially to take over Uncanny X-Men, but that's mostly because I wasn't really enjoying Fraction stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and continue with the trend that I've had the last few issues of Uncanny as well as Dark Avengers is I'm really enjoying this title. Great character moments. We got fucking Danny Moonstar back as Valkyrie. The art on this with Deodato, who I've criticized in the past for being too dark, just really fucking brings it. You've got great shots and iconic. I mean, look at that. Look at all those X-Men characters standing as a united front. And I'm very intrigued by them moving over to an older Asteroid M and raising it off the coast of San Francisco. And having this Nation X. It's nothing that's too revolutionary, mind you. This is very much so Genosha. I'm going to throw it out there. But it's right off the coast of America. That's such a larger threat. And look what happened to fucking Genosha. And that was way out there. And, clearly that didn't have anything with the United States government or the world in general. That was more an issue with, Xavier's fucking crazy sister who... He strangled with an umbilical cord. Awesome stuff. Cassandra. Nova. Almost didn't give you her name. I'm giving you all this information. I didn't give you her name. But you can imagine the stories that could come from having, number one, having Norman Osborn in a place of power with something like this off the coast, man. This could go very, very badly. Last time we had a huge grouping of mutants. Not many walked away. Emma Frost, that's about it. And the Dark Beast, that's about it. So, it'll be interesting to see where they go for this. Hopefully it's not a retread of that kind of stuff where, oh look, great tragedy, we lose more mutants, or hey, whatever. But I am interested in Magneto coming back, because I'd love to see what he's got to say about this, because a conversation between him and Cyclops has to go something like, hey Cyclops, we fought all these years, and now you're doing what I'm doing. Fuck you. Bring me in, bitch. And it would almost only make sense to bring Magneto in. At this point, Cyclops has got to be seeing a little bit more of the credibility that Magneto brings to the table in this fight. Magneto all along has been about, survival of his people. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. So I wouldn't mind seeing Magneto hop on board. That would be pretty fucking cool. And I would really seriously love to see some of this this behavior of Cyclops explained, or at least hinted at, that, he did merge with Apocalypse for a little while, so coming out of this, he's got to be a lot darker. And they alluded to that when he very first came back to the team in that really bad leather outfit, before they got him a real cool one in New X-Men when Grant Morrison quietly took over during Eva Destruction. It was the bad leather suit. But they kind of hinted at it, and then it kind of just got dropped off, and every once in a while you get a little sampling of that. But I'd love to see that addressed in the, maybe some of that's a little bit of leftover Apocalypse. And especially with Apocalypse coming back soon, it would appear, as his appearances seem to be occurring more and more often. I'd really love to see this brought up. It's definitely a great plot thread that's just kind of dangling there for somebody to grab it and just pull it until it's all just fucking exposed. It'd be a great story.